What's going on YouTube? It's your boy H-Dog, and I'm back here today to talk about some new news regarding microtransactions and loot boxes again. In the recent news, like just yesterday, you had the announcement that Germany is looking into loot boxes hardcore, and they could try to go as far as to outright ban loot boxes. Now, to me, that sounds all fine and dandy, and that could set a precedent if indeed loot boxes do get banned in Germany. That could start, I ain't gonna say a slippery slope, but it could start a domino effect where other countries may take notice, like bigger countries, like say the Brits over in UK, maybe Australia, and the like. Um, But some could argue this may do nothing but just put a mere dent in it. But this just comes to show that having government intervention in loot boxes, it is the nuclear option in the gaming industry. No one wants it, but at some point, the gaming industry has to look at itself in the mirror and ask itself, do we really want the government stepping in and telling us how to run our own business, or do we want to just fix this problem ourselves? Now, I've stated in a couple previous videos that maybe Sony should or could try to mimic what uh what Apple did in terms of on the mobile market when they tried to pretty much say they got the developers who make the games on the mobile side, they got them to at least disclose the odds of the odds you can get a certain item in a loot box. Now, some people could say, "Oh, it's a stretch for a big publisher like Sony or Microsoft." Now, I know Microsoft ain't gonna do it because they like microtransactions. They like loot boxes, apparently. They like live services. And honestly, I think, and I've said it before, like I think Sony should do something about it. I mean, they could do something, even though you would have that percentage of the people saying, "Well, it could cost Sony money." But here's the thing: Sony makes a lot of money on their games. I don't think it would be if they were to take a stand and say, if your game has loot boxes, I mean, not just loot boxes, but if your game is pretty much outright pay to win, we don't want to sell it on our console. And I understand some could say, "Oh well, they'll just go to Microsoft." Well, yeah, but if they go to Microsoft and if that game is outright pay to win, who really wants to pay for it? Now, I understand there's like a small percentage of people who are whales, but and this could help Microsoft in terms of the exclusive department, but all I'm saying is somebody needs to do something. Now, me personally, I don't know about you. I would much rather have somebody like Sony or the ESRB to regulate this shit. I mean, the ESRB was put in place to avoid government regulation anyway. And even though some of its members, like the big ones, EA and Activision, are like they make up a good amount of it, even though some say, oh well, it could cost EA money if the ESRB was to step down, but or it could hurt the ESRB themselves. I don't know. I don't think it would hurt them because they really, when you think about it, the ESRB has the power to say, look, if your game is outright pay to win, we will slap amateur a adults only rating on that game. Because with an adults only rating, they can't sell that game anywhere with that rating. And no one can say, oh, well, it won't do nothing. I mean, you slap an adults only rating on there, I think publishers like EA would get the message across. And I think something like this uh, with them possibly facing Germany outright banning loot boxes, that could be a slippery slope for EA. But you know, if it makes them a better company, who knows? And then on top of that, you had Sweden get involved as well. Sweden, the games industry, I think it's called the Swedish games industry. Um, they pretty much came out and said that they have their own investigation, but because of a recent update, it may not help against the fight against loot boxes in terms of it being regulated. Now, Swedes, they're just talking about regulating. Germans are talking about outright banning it. But the point is, you got two big countries like Sweden and Germany in on this, along with Hawaii and other states in the United States. And you know what the cherry on top of all this is? Activision Blizzard, Activision, not long recently just raked in a total of $4 billion in microtransactions. Now, keep in mind, this is all together. This is including they're including their mobile market and from all the consoles, from PC and PS4 and Xbox One. It's all included from all of those platforms. And you think of games like Call of Duty, which has them, and it's a good reason why I never touched the multiplayer in Call of Duty World War II, simply because I don't like the idea of somebody looking at what I got in the crate. Now, don't get me wrong, if no one was able to see it, fine, I would have been hopped in and checked it out. But because of that slimy shit, I couldn't even fuck with it. I didn't want to fuck with it. And then you got their new patent, which we don't know if it will or won't be implemented in this year's Call of Duty or not. Maybe next year. But I'm just curious in what the hell EA is going to do. And it's shocking that even though Blake Jorgensen has said all these ballsy comments recently, he has still not said a damn thing about what they're going to do if and when the government does kick the door down, or if and when the ESRB kicks the door down and says, look, cut this shit out. Now, the ESRB can handle this problem before the government even touches it. And and here's the thing, people like Chris Lee from Hawaii, they're like, look, we want the games industry to regulate themselves. We want you to regulate yourselves. We don't want to kick down the door. Pretty much what they're saying. And I'm gonna say, EA, Activision, if you ain't got a backup plan, if you ain't got a emergency plan in place on what to do, you guys need to come out and comment and say, look, this is what we're gonna do if and when loot boxes and or microtransactions get banned, and they need to do it soon. But with that being said, guys, what do you guys think about all this? Do you think microtransactions will die anytime soon? Let me know down in the comments below, and we could talk about it. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. And that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.